Hello everyone, welcome back to The Ride with Lance. Today I want to talk about something I've touched on before but not really in depth, and that is selecting a high step versus a step through. Things you should consider, maybe some things you haven't thought about yet, but this video is geared towards the older crowd and those with mobility issues, so let's just get right into it. So for this video, we're going to compare the two. We're going to compare the RadRover 6 Plus High Step to the RadRover 6 Plus Step-Thru. Now, if you notice, the majority of my bikes now are Step-Thru because that's what I like. You got the RadRover 6 Plus here. This is the one my wife rides. And then over here, you've got the Hemiway Zebra and the Lectric XPeak. Yes, they don't have seats on them now because I take this suspension seat post in the Cloud9 seat and I put it on whatever bike I'm going to ride. Now the newest addition is the Hochi Cheetah, and you can see that it is a big bike. So there's things you should consider, and we're going to go into them right now. So on the RadRover 6 Plus, you can see that I have the front cargo basket and the rear cargo basket. And it is a high step. And I want to show you what I have to do to get on this bike. So let's do a quick comparison of the three bikes so you can get a better understanding of what I mean, that all these bikes are not the same. So here in the front, of course, you have the Step-Thru, the RadRover 6 Plus Step-Thru. And in the middle, we have the RadRover 6 Plus High Step. So you can see how much higher it is than the Step-Thru. But if you come back here on the Hochi Cheetah, you can see that this bar is even higher than the RadRover 6 Plus. That means, and this is a straight bar right here. This one at least has a little curve. This one's straight. So that means for me to get on, I really gotta lift my leg up high, and then get off, I have to even lower that bike even further to make sure my heel doesn't catch on that, because I've had my heel catch on this one before in the garage with a car parked in it, and I fell back into the car and kind of got stuck there, right? Had to have my wife come in and help me out because I couldn't move. But the last thing I want any of you to do is do the same thing out on concrete and you fall straight back and hit your head. I did that on the Zebra, not because the bike made me crash, just because I lost balance and went straight back and hit my head. Fortunately, I had a helmet on, but I'm going to tell you, I do believe I got a slight concussion after that. But I don't want anything like that to happen to you guys. All right, let's get back to the video. Okay, first of all, you can see how tall this bike is. I mean, at the seat, this is where I have to have the seat here for me to have a comfortable ride when I'm on it. But you can see how tall that is. That's up here to me right there. And you'll notice how tall the basket is. Now this is the bike that Katrina and I use when we ride together and we're taking a picnic. So I usually have a cooler back here, which is about, comes up about this high. So right now, it's pretty much impossible for me to swing my leg that high over a cargo basket to get on the seat. Even if this cargo basket isn't here, it's pretty tough for me to get my leg over the rack and over the seat without almost falling over. So what I have to do is I have to go, foot's got to go over this. I have to go up and over to get on. And then you can see I'm still kind of on my tippy toes. Now to get off, I make sure my pedal is down here and I'm kind of standing on it, but then I got to make sure I got room over on this side because I got to lean this thing over pretty good. So I got to go over here, step out with this leg, lift this leg over the top, and over, just to get off. Now, that's something you really need to consider. It's hard to determine when you're looking at the specs of a bike on the website just how high that really is. You need to get a tape measure out and measure that height, and it's usually up to here. Some of these, like you'll see the Hochi Cheetah, that bar is even higher. So that means I have to lay the bike even further lower to get my leg off the bike. So if you're one who insists that you need or want cargo racks, then this is my suggestion to you. Take them and put them on a Step-Thru. So let me bring the Step-Thru up and let me show you. Okay, here is the RadRover 6 Plus Step-Thru. This is the bike my wife rides. But I want to tell you guys right now that in the world of e-bikes, there is no such thing as a girl's bike or a guy's bike. It's all about ease of use and what works for you and what you prefer. That's why we see Step-Thrus. So why would this be better if you want the racks? Well, it's just a given right here. Just like that, you're on the bike. You don't have to worry about lifting your foot over. You can see how high the rack is right here. If this rack was on the back here, it'd be just as high because this frame is the same height. So you'd have to be trying to swing your leg way over here when all you'd have to do is just step through. And that way you could have your front, you could have a front rack on here if that's all you need, or you can have both. You can have the front and rear rack, or you could just have a rear rack. But this is really what I recommend. If someone says, hey Lance, what should I get? Should I get this in a high step or a step through? I'm going to say, get a step through. Now I know a lot of you may have heard lately about the issues with the Lectric XPeak Step-Thru being wobbly. That's that bike. It's not on this bike. This bike is solid. This bike is solid. And if you're just using it for a cruiser, you're good as gold. So my suggestion to you is when you're looking online, if you're going to buy your bike online because you cannot get to a bike store that has it, or there's no bike stores around you that carry what you want, then really consider getting the Step-Thru, because the last thing you want to do is get a high step, not like it, and then try and work with them to return it, even though a lot of them say 14-day return. What they don't tell you is that they're probably not going to pay for your return, and then you're going to have to pack it up exactly like it was packed when you unpacked it. And if you already threw your stuff away, well, I know Lectric had some people that returned their stuff, and they sent them the boxes to pack it up, and they showed them how it needs to be packed up, and they had to take pictures of it to get approvals first. So you don't want to run into that where you have to return the entire bike. So the other thing you could do is if you want to know the difference, you want to actually see for yourself, knowing that not all bikes are exactly the same size. You could go down to a bike store that has e-bikes, that has high steps and Step-Thrus, and just kind of look at it and determine for yourself. This way you get to see it, something in person, to help you make that decision. But if you can't, I would highly recommend you just go with the Step-Thru, because you're not going to go wrong. It's going to be easy to get on, ease of use, and you're going to be happy. And you're not going to have to worry about going, gosh, I wish I didn't get the high step, because that's what happened to me. I got the high step, and the only reason I got it, this was my very first e-bike, so I had no other experiences except for regular mountain bikes from 10, 15 years ago. These are much bigger. But I was looking between the two, but of course this one was never on sale. That one was on sale, like $500 off. So I said, okay, no brainer for me. I'm going to go take the high step. As soon as my wife got this and I tried it, I'm like, oh man, I should have gotten the Step-Thru. That's what I really like better. So now that's what you see. The majority of the bikes I have now are Step-Thru, like the Zebra Step-Thru, the Lectric, the Hochi Cheetah. Really didn't have a choice there. That's what they sent me when they wanted me to do the review. But it is what it is, right? All right, so I hope this helps you decide a little more about what you want. If you're looking for a bike where you do want the cargo racks and everything, and you're not as limber as you were before, or you have some mobility issues that just don't allow you to lift your leg that high up to get over the seat, go with the Step-Thru. That way you can put the racks on it and you can have all the cargo you need. Before you go, why don't you check out this video right here, and I will see you on the next adventure. Bye.